A woman disguises herself as a prostitute to trick her own father-in-law. 9 months later, she's pregnant with twins. One of those twins becomes an ancestor of Jesus. This is her story. Judah leaves his brothers and settles among the Canaanites. He marries a local woman and has 3 sons, Onan and Shelah. When comes of age, Judah gets him a wife. Her name is Tamar. But Scripture says was wicked in the sight of the Lord, and the Lord put him to death. By custom, it falls to Onan to marry Tamar and raise up children in his brother's name. Onan takes her as his wife, but refuses to give her a child. What he does is evil in the Lord's sight too, and he dies as well. 2 sons, 2 deaths. Judah starts to believe Tamar is the problem. He sends her back to her father's house, tells her to wait there as a widow until his youngest son, Shelah, grows up. But Judah has no intention of keeping that promise. He's afraid Shelah will die too. Time passes. Shelah grows into a man. Judah never sends for her. Judah's own wife dies. Sometime later, he goes up to Timnah with his friend Hira for the sheep shearing. Word reaches Tamar. She knows exactly what Judah has done. He kept his promise from her, and he has no plan to keep it. So Tamar makes a decision. She takes off her widow's clothes. She covers her face with a veil, and she sits at the entrance to a place called Enaim, directly on the road she knows Judah will travel. Judah sees her. He doesn't recognize his own daughter-in-law. He assumes she's a prostitute. He offers her a young goat as payment. She asks for something in return, a guarantee, until he sends it. His seal, his cord, his staff. He agrees. He hands over the very items that identify him as Judah, son of Israel. And then he leaves. Tamar goes home, takes off the veil, puts her widow's clothes back on, like nothing happened. Later, Judah sends Hira to deliver the goat and take back his belongings. But when Hira asks around Enaim, nobody has any record of a prostitute ever being there. Judah decides to let it go. Better to lose his seal and his staff than to be made a fool of publicly. About 3 months later, news reaches Judah. Tamar is pregnant. He assumes the worst. He orders her brought out and burned. But as she's let out, she sends a message to her father-in-law. Along with the message, she sends his seal, his cord, and his staff. The man who owns these, she says, is the father of my child. Judah recognizes them instantly, and he says the words that change everything. She is more righteous than I am, since I did not give her to my son, Shelah. He does not sleep with her again. Tamar gives birth to twins, Perez and Zerah. Perez goes on to become an ancestor of Boaz. Boaz becomes the great-grandfather of King David, and from David's line comes Jesus Christ. Matthew chapter 1, verse 3 names Tamar directly, right there in the genealogy of the Messiah. Tamar had no power in her world, no husband, no children, no promise kept to her. She took a risk most people would call shameful. But Scripture doesn't call her a disgrace. Judah himself called her more righteous than he was. She's not in the Bible as a warning. She's in the Bible as an ancestor of the Messiah. Have you ever had to fight for something that was owed to you? Tell me in the comments.